Were you also excited when Fujifilm announced the new X-T4? Have you been eagerly waiting to get your hands on one? Or maybe you have been reading countless reviews and watching hours of YouTube videos trying to decide if this is the camera that will solve all your problems. I was lucky enough to rent the new X-T4 from Fujifilm for free and play with it over the last couple of days. And there is a lot to like about the camera. But there are also some drawbacks that I didn't expect to see. But let's have a look at the good stuff first. We have the same sensor as in X-T3, which we know is excellent for the Aps-C format. But now it finally sits in a brand new electromagnetic IBIS. I am not a vlogger or cinematographer, so I will leave a detailed test of the sensor stabilization to others, but in my test shoot of some friendly local wildlife, it performed very well. I was crouching in an unstable position, hand holding the camera with the 16-55 f2.8 zoom lens, and the resulting footage is very good and stable. And for photography, this is Fuji in 2020. It doesn't get much better in Aps-C format. All the manual controls, wheels and buttons are where you would expect them, plus we have this new switch between stills and movie mode. The camera menu is split between these two modes as well, which is very useful and should be on every camera. But this is also where the issues start. The selector between stills and movie is small, and although you can easily switch it from stills to movie, you can't easily do it the way back because the on and off button is in the way. It's easier to use your left hand. The same goes for the drive dial, where you'll be using your left hand anyway, so it's a little bit easier. Both of these dials are made out of plastic and feels cheap. It is in big contrast to the ISO, shutter speed and exposure compensation dials, which are all made out of metal and feel very solid. The grip is good, and I felt confident holding the camera at all times. And although the grip is of a good size, it's covered in this plastic material that again feels cheap. Maybe it will get better with time over use, but for example my X-E3 came with a nicer feeling grip from the factory. It's the same like with the dials that are from plastic. Fujifilm knows how to do it, but for some reason they decided to make a change that I don't understand. The camera body itself is not heavy, but it's got good heft to it. And at the same time, it does not feel as solid as for example the X Pro 3 I had here last week. The X-T4 feels cheap on outside, and I don't know if it's normal, but it shouldn't be the first impression of a $1,700 camera. And maybe it's just me, but for that kind of money I would like to get some of the premium feeling. The next problem I have with this camera is the fully articulated screen. At first I was excited about it, but it's really only useful when you are recording yourself or when you want to hide the LCD completely. The Flippy screen gets in the way every time I use it. Plus, it's really weird to shoot a moving subject and look at a screen that's away from center of the lens. And I'm sure I would get used to all of this, but where is that brilliant design of a screen from X-T100? But even if I put all of this aside, the main issue is actually to flip the screen open. I cannot fit my thumb in the groove at the back of the camera. It's impossible to open the screen for me that way. And even with my index finger, I have to really push it in the narrow groove at the back of the camera body. And I don't think I have massive hands. One comment about the viewfinder. It's nice, big, bright and clean. But maybe it's too big. If you are like me and often wear prescription glasses, you may run into the same issue and not see the edges of the viewfinder. The X Pro 3's viewfinder was nicer in this way. I really wanted to like this camera. On paper, it's got everything I need. And every time I look at the photos and videos I took with it, it reminds me how capable machine the X-T4 is. On top of that, it's probably an overkill for me and would serve me well for many years to come. But there is something off about it. It's just not the camera I would be looking forward to pick up and go out shooting. It is a very capable tool, but for me it ends there. So should you buy the X-T4? I will most probably not. But if you watched my last video, you already know I fell in love with the X Pro 3, and that probably influenced the way I look at the X-T4. I spoke a lot about its negatives, but that shouldn't discourage you if you are in a market for a do-it-all hybrid camera. If you buy the X-T4, you will not be disappointed with the results. And I hope this video helped you to get another view on this camera and wish you to make a choice that is the best for you. The X-T4 is the logical choice, but your heart may say something else. Try to listen to it and have a nice day. I will see you with the next one.